How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So, the time has come, let's talk about the Garmin Instinct 2X Solar. My goodness, Garmin just keeps tacking on extra, identifiers to all their watches to make it cool. But this watch is pretty much known as the indefinite Garmin watch, as in the solar capabilities within this thing. If you are outside for a long period of time, it will continuously run without you ever needing this charging port. Is that true? Well, we're gonna discuss that. I'm gonna talk about all the details about that, like does the solar work, how much percentage, how many lux hours do you need to actually make it an indefinite watch, is it legitimate, and why does this watch cost 1/3 the price of a Tactics? But this watch has almost identically the same exact features. So $1,600 for this watch, $500 for this watch. Why? Because they're almost identical watches. We're going to discuss that. I'm going to explain where your money is going when you are purchasing this watch. So let's dive into it. All right, so let's talk about the indefinite watch. Now, of course, as you see the exterior here, it might be difficult to see, but everything that is not the display, see all that kind of amber color? That is all solar panels. So that is pulling in solar throughout your day to give you an increase. Now you can see I have not wore this watch in about 8 days because I'm using a different watch at the moment. But prior to that, it would be very easy to get your lux hours. And that's how it's calculated, by lux hours. Now, typically what you need is 50,000 hours. Now you see how it's 0.4 right there? I have not been outside yet. So you see that in general, 50,000 lux hours if you are outside and moving around is very easy to obtain for this watch, especially if you keep it on your wrist on the outside. And I know some people like it on the inside. I have not tested that, but for being on the outside, at least left or right-handed, this will pull in, typically through my day, about 200,000 lux hours. That'll be majority of the max. I have saw 280 before. I've saw 400,000 lux hours before in one day. And on average, 1%, so this will increase 1% every 50,000 lux. So if you get 200,000 throughout your day, that means it'll increase by 4%. And yes, I have saw this percentage right here go up. As in, it was at 70, I wear it throughout the day and I look back at it again and it'll say 75, which is super cool, and I have not plugged it in. So daily you can see an increase of 1 to 4% on average if you wear it throughout the day, getting about 50,000 to 200,000 lux hours. Now, what does it degrade by? So my use, it degrades 2% per day of normal use, just using like the features of like weather, or just looking at the watch, using the flashlight a little bit, which we'll dive into in a little bit, and just common stuff. Now, if you start using the GPS heavier, you're going to start using like 8 to 10% per day if you're using the GPS a lot. So keep that in mind. Now, if you go to solar, or go to, technically it would be considered power saver mode, which is if you rotate this over. All right, so that's do not disturb. See, this is kind of your dashboard, and you can just kind of keep rotating around. Where is it? Right there. So power saver mode. So you're getting 40 days on normal right now. If you hit that, 99 days, and I have saw an infinite button, or not a button, but an infinite icon pop up. That means you've maxed out the watch, as in it's going to run indefinitely. So they did put that feature in there, which is super cool. This is an indefinite watch in my use. I went 81 days straight without charging this whatsoever. And I was using the GPS quite a bit for, running and other things like that. Like even if you scroll down here and see like last sport, like, hey, I ran almost 2 miles, and blah, 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 whatever it was. But I was using the GPS. So it was pulling it. So 81 days, super cool. this does live up to the name as the indefinite watch. So let's dive into some other features that I enjoy. One feature that is really, really nice is if you go up here to the top right, you can go track me. And then there's also waypoints and other stuff like that, reference points, walking. But what it's cool, or what you can do, is if you hold your GPS button down, it'll mark your exact location. So I do this in the mountains quite a bit. If I drive in with my vehicle, I'll mark my vehicle and then I'll hike off with my watch. So if I would ever get lost, you go track back, which you can go up here, right? Track me. And then you can also go reference waypoint, projected waypoint, other stuff like that. But you will get an arrow of exactly where your marker was or my vehicle was. So it'll literally maneuver you back if you get lost, which is super awesome. Granted, this is a Garmin watch, so it does a ton of other stuff like tactical mode, hiking mode, ballistics, all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's tons of stuff. MGRS, if you hold this upper right, the acquiring satellites, it'll give you an MGRS location for military grid reference system or lat long on your location, which is super cool. Steps, of course, I really like that. Certain activities, hiking and other stuff, I do use those a lot. Find my phone feature, awesome, really cool. You can go to the main dashboard right there, find my phone. If you hit that, it'll make your phone strobe and blink and all that stuff, so you never lose your phone. It is Bluetooth connected. So you make sure that's a thing. If you tap the button up here twice, turns on your light. You have green or white, and it is adjustable. So you can go in here, go down to your light, and now you can cycle through on the brightness levels of that, which it is pretty bright. And kind of seemed like a gimmick to me, but it actually works, and it is very handy for finding car keys or stuff slipped behind somewhere and you can't see because it's dark out. Honestly works really, really well. So now let's go into the discussion of the Tactics. All right, so this is a Tactics 7 Pro Ballistics model. This is a $1,600 watch over here. This is a $499 watch. What is the difference? Well, to tell you the truth, not much. And it's pretty crazy. Once they came out with this watch, I wouldn't say completely eliminates the Tactics series, because this does have some features that this doesn't, but we'll go over that. But it is a hard sell, in my opinion, to go to the Tactics over this. What do you get with the Tactics? Well, of course, or what do you get out of the Tactics you don't get out of this? Well, touchscreen, of course. That's the one thing is you're not going to get out of the other Instinct. It's really nice just to be able to like cycle through everything on touchscreen, right? And see all your data. Touchscreen is super awesome. So if you can live without touchscreen, then you're one step closer to this watch. Next is a huge one, depending on what you do, but is maps. All right. So showing you maps right here. The touchscreen with this and being able to zoom in and move around is huge with this watch. That's what kind of sells this watch. That's why you're paying the extra price tag, is because the maps with this device allow you to have off-grid maps. You don't need a self-service whatsoever. The Instinct model does not have this. So if you're okay with sacrificing maps and touchscreen, and you don't want the ridiculous price tag of $1,600 for this thing, and you're going for $499 or sometimes $400 or even less for the Instinct series, then this is the watch I would recommend for you to go to, because it has all the same features. I mean, we're talking 200 meters dive rating, it's rugged. This is lighter weight than this. You still have like pay, Garmin Pay, so you can just swipe. You don't need your credit card. Like all the same features in this watch are in this, except for the ones that I mentioned. Now, there's probably a couple little other stuff, but the main stuff, like I said, touchscreen and maps and the LCD display, not black and white. If you can live without those three features, the Instinct 2X is the way to go, in my opinion. So, you mean it's your money? You guys do what you want with it, however you prefer. If you do want the more expensive version, then absolutely go for it. But I'm saying for us on a budget and you want the same watch, Instinct is where it is at. So if you guys like this kind of stuff and want to see more, I'm going to continue using this watch. I'm going to continue using that watch, just in general, and you'll see updates along the way. So subscribe. It helps out a lot. Almost 70% of you are not subscribed in all my videos and seeing this stuff. So if you want to see updates on this watch or all of these, definitely hit subscribe. Give me a like. I greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in purchasing this watch or that watch or whatever it is or anything, I'm going to leave Amazon links in the description box below. It does help the channel out by a small percentage. It does give me some pennies on the dollar or whatever it is to help towards the channel, which allows me to purchase, of course, more watches or other gear that y'all want to see. And then I give you my military or real world experience back to you. Kind of works in that little cycle. So it's kind of cool how it goes. So if you guys like it, like I said, like, subscribe. I would highly recommend the Instinct. It's an awesome watch. And yeah, it is what it is. So hope you all have a great day.